Hello, welcome back to Hades. It's time. Today we're playing the Shield. I will be playing Aspect of Chaos. I'm gonna open these episodes with just showing you the abilities on Scally real quick for the first 6 here, or the next 4 anyway. So you got a normal attack, it's got a little knockback on it. You can hold to charge up and block all attacks from the front, and then charge through. And then your special throws the shield. Normally it just throws one, but with the chaos aspect, after you do a charge, you throw extra shields that bounce around. With this, because there's so many shields flying, I like to take Zeus, and we aim for thunderbolts on the special. If this run goes well, this will probably be like a very, very fast run. I think my fastest run on Heat 20 is with this shield loadout. But sometimes we get Daedalus instead, and we get Sudden Rush.
Much appreciated.
Look at how much faster it charges up if you missed it, because we only did one charge before this. Go back in the video and check out the old charge speed versus this charge speed. I have trouble playing this shield without this hammer, honestly. It's not easy. I get impatient and I end up taking a bunch of free damage.
Looks like a knucklehead.
We catch another fish. I still have, if I bring open the codex here, there's still, we go to fish, I think there's still 3, we have 4 fish that I've not caught. I believe they're all like legendary fish. I heard something to the effect of the more Poseidon boons you have, the better your fish rarity is, which is an insane metagame if there's something to be said for that. Right, if you can actually get away with that as your strategy, take a bunch of Poseidon boons just to give yourself more fishing chances. What a world we live in. I wouldn't doubt it. It wouldn't be so crazy, I don't believe. But yeah, I'm gonna go through these first runs. What I've decided is these first 6 are gonna be whatever aspect I want, and then I'm just gonna start playing until I cycle through all the aspects, basically. So like, my next sword run will be a different sword than the one I played before, so it won't be Arthur, it'll be one of the other 3, then my sword run after that will be a different sword, and then. You get the idea, right?
Let me have it.
Just so that, like, basically for me to complete a full cycle of runs in Hades, there's...
Master Chaos.
Let's see, there's 2 with 4, so there's 8 plus 12, there's 20 aspects total, so every 20 episodes I'll be back to where I started. That's the takeaway here. I really want any of these.
Something else.
More cast damage, more dash strike damage, like all of this is garbage. I guess I'm just gonna take the Adult Influence. Extra coin. I was looking for special damage or max HP or damage. What's the other one I could have found? Special damage, max HP, or something like that. Because like my attack damage, my dash strike. The dash strike, by the way, is just a little swing. I didn't even mention it because it looks like almost exactly the same as the regular attack. Don't go there because I don't have 270 for Zeus. It's very important that I get a... Oh hey, my elite room was actually a well. I didn't know that could happen. The thing that we aim for with Zeus is you aim to get a few Zeus boons. Zeus has one of the stronger synergy sets, I think. So when I take the special, what it's going to do, you'll see, as long as I get a special, which I would be very shocked if I do not. With the special, we'll be doing a lightning strike for every shield that hits an enemy. An enemy nearby the enemy that gets hit will be hit with lightning. And then Zeus has things like lightning has a chance to strike twice, lightning hits in a bigger AoE, things like that. That make his lightning strike stronger. So I will be aiming to get some of those. Now this weapon is the first one where there's an actual lockout time I can show you after Zeus finishes giving me exactly what I want. So
Thunder and lightning.
I'll illustrate this real quick, right? After you dash, you can dash, like after you charge, you can dash immediately. But if you charge and then throw out your shield, you cannot do another charge until you catch your shield. That's the what I wanted to illustrate there. I can't really like show you, hey, I'm clicking, but it's not working. You just kind of have to believe me. That's the first real thing to look out for with this shield. And shield in general, if you're relying on a shield block, make sure you have your shield on you. It's pretty important to note. But for the most part, like, you're immune for a majority of like the charge into dash combo.
Good for the health.
I've had some unbelievably long runs of shield where I have just a ton of health and do like 25 damage at a time. Also getting a Zeus boom here is very promising. My strategy is basically going to be dash, throw shield, or sorry, charge, throw shield, double dash. I gotta change my terminology because I can't refer to everything as a dash. As you can see, this is pretty much going to be it. And how many good Zeus booms we get are going to determine how strong we are, and we're off to a great start. This one is lightning effects makes foes jolted. So when they're jolted, it's a status effect that causes them to take damage the next time they attack. And it's a little lightning strike, which can also be affected by...
Say no more.
Thank you, mate.
Affected by other Zeus booms. So jolted, you'll see lightning randomly striking enemies here, and from now on, we're off to a great start here. This run, I have no doubts in my mind about being... I mean, I honestly think that I'm good enough at Heat 20 to make it to Zeus, or not make it to Zeus, make it to Hades almost every time. I don't know, I guess we'll see. Some runs I think maybe I would struggle with. Like if I have a bad run of fists, but that's really the only one I can imagine. Yeah, how am I feeling about Hades? I'm feeling good about Hades. Hopefully you guys are enjoying Hades. I'm having fun making it. It's a really fun game to play, and I'm basically making this YouTube series. Like, so for Ratropolis, I started the YouTube series because I went, oh yeah, I want to make YouTube content, and Ratropolis seems like a game that there's a niche for on YouTube, and so I started because the
Good enough to eat.
The video of me clearing Nightmare Mode is still killing it. Months later.
Still, right there.
Hades was something where I was like, okay, I finished up. I don't think I want to just like grind Heat 20 runs forever on Hades. I'm gonna move on to something else.
Going in.
But I still want to play Hades with some amount of regularity. It's like, oh, I could just play it on my own for fun. But this way I can also talk about it. Each time you special, you get hit, but then your special does more damage. I can't do this, unfortunately.
Hear me on my authority.
Every time you special for cast. This all sucks. I'll just take rarity, but on boons. The special is all my damage, and we're about to go into a boss fight. I'm not gonna go into this fight and be like, nah, I can't special.
You get the gist.
You got the gist. Hermes even has dialogue for when you skip what he's gotta say. That's kind of funny. The polish in this game is insane.
Hope I didn't keep you waiting,
All
ladies.
three.
Let's see if you can make it past.
Hello, Megara, and also to Tiffany and Electo. But yeah, if I'm just holding down left click, you like typically all of these left clicks I've just been holding down left click. Oh,
You haven't got
to
them
Tiffany,
yet.
how could you? Dodging AoE attacks with the shield is, I think you just have to aim it towards the source, as I did there, and it dodges, but I'm not certain. But you can get a pretty good feel for the damage output we have here. The big thing about this build is that it's good against bosses and it's good against the rooms. Like, this is probably the strongest build in the game for me. In terms of just like winning the game with the least amount of lead time needed, right? Like the actual strongest build in this game, the one they use for speedrunning, is a gun build where you take crit on your attack as well as the gun aspect that gives you more bullets.
I ought to lock you up with Tartarus.
And then you find a seed that starts with... I'm taking an acorn here.
All set.
You find a seed that starts with a Daedalus hammer that gives you...
Up we go then.
Your shot does 50 damage in a shotgun blast instead of ranged shots. And then you just get a bunch of chaos boons that give you dash strike up. And that build is the strongest build in the game. However, Because the big thing about that is when you dash, you basically get a free shot, so you get to shoot twice as often. So you basically just get extra dashes and just spam your dash while holding down the shoot button. And while that build is very strong, playing it on mouse and keyboard is a nightmare. I will be honest with you. The thing with controller is controller auto aims for you when it comes to guns. And I think just in general it auto aims for you. I'm not sure about how it works with melee weapons. It's why people would come into the stream and be like, hey, how hard is it to play this game with mouse and keyboard? I've only played with controller. And I go, it doesn't seem that hard, because I never played with controller. And I played one game with the controller and I went, oh wow, I can see how if you were used to this, this would seem significantly easier. And that's not me trying to be like, oh, I'm an elitist if you play with controller. Oh, well, it's not a real run. You know, it doesn't matter. Play with whatever you want.
Quickly I can slay you all.
But for me, I don't like the way the controller feels, right? It feels weird. I don't like the relearning controls 200 hours into this game, or however long I am into it. And so for my general use, I think that this is the better build. Because you need a lot of things to go right on your gun run to get all of those aspects, right? You need to get the correct hammer, you need to get a bunch of chaos with dash strike, you need to get Artemis giving you increased dash strike damage. And you don't need all of it, but you need at least a few of those things. The hammer is the most important part of it. Whereas this, you can get Zeus on special, like, I would say with pretty good consistency with reroll tokens as well. We're gonna aim for more god boons. I think I want to change my mirror just so it shows, so I have more boons in general. I'll drop 270 on this. I want to get, basically want to fill out these. Because these being the base 5, I want to get something on attack, cast, dash, and call. My reasoning being, oh yeah, we're against, right, so the effect that these guys get for +1 random effect is it becomes hell. She teleports around and he sends out a shockwave. And if you're not ready for this, like I lost Death Defiance almost every time I fought this, the first time I was in this room. Once I turned this on. Great time for Megara. Eventually I'll deal with both this effect and the effect of giving armored enemies extra abilities. But for now, I don't only want to do one or the other. This room I think is the hardest thing in this game when that gets added. Not the hardest thing in this game, period, but it does add the teleport effect on when Hades spawns butterflies and the Hydra head. Hydra head? No, she's a corgi. What's the difference? Snake, same thing. The real problem is that guy is really hard to kill.
This is for you.
Thank you, Mr. Chaos. Divine Dash. I mean, the epic rarity's feeling pretty good. I gotta do this arrow escape.
Nothing.
It's a Zeus boon. I need it. I cannot mess this up. I will probably mess this up because there's pressure.
Now.
But no pressure, just the most important fight of my life. We'll see how strong I really am. Oh, this is a tough one. That sword boy is gonna be a lot of trouble for me. I've just gotta be a little careful, a little cautious. And I think it might be okay. I have to watch his shockwave attack, right? It shoots out in 4 directions. Don't get caught by it. Don't get caught lacking. My god, calm down, buddy. Just take it easy. Dude's flying around the world. Look at him. Look at this dude go. A lot of the times when I get hit in these rooms, it's because I try to block something in the clip. Do not you dare. Yeah, look at that. We got it. That's pretty nice.
Now, young.
Did they give me Demeter Zeus? Oh, they did give me Demeter Zeus.
Such an unlikely bit of candor there from you. Almost as though you felt compelled to speak the truth only whilst I'm directly within earshot.
I do not remember what this duo boon does. Your jolted foe effects do not expire when foes attack. This is good. So when I hit an enemy with a lightning strike with this duo boon. First I should explain duo boons. Duo boons occur basically when you have two boons of a specific set from two characters. For Zeus and Demeter, it's just any Zeus boon of these four and any Demeter boon of these four.
You definitely ought.
And they give you an effect based on those two gods. I don't really know why this one gives you this. It's typically something that's a little more thematic, but or why not. I think the chart that I gave in the intro guide has the full list of the duo boons and what you have to get for them. But it's not easy to read. I would suggest just checking the wiki if you want to see them all. But some of them are really strong, like this one's probably pretty strong, I would imagine. And some of them are not very strong, like I'm not the biggest fan of Athena Ares, for example.
That's settled.
That one is deflecting attacks instantly triggers doom effects, neither of which I feel like are particularly good. There's another Chaos Gate? I'm not going to drop health on Chaos here. Sorry, Chaos. I wonder if you see more Chaos Gates with the Chaos Shield. Huh. Zeus
Tidying up a bit.
Max HP is fine.
Should help keep me going. Onward.
I did not plan to get Cold Fusion, but I'm not going to complain about getting Cold Fusion because it's pretty solid. The other option there was Lightning Bolt Strike in a bigger area, but while it feels like you do more damage with that, you do not actually do more damage with that, as far as I'm aware. Like, the jolted effect on the Hydra is going to take a lot of damage, or not. Oh, I guess the 5 attack combo he does there only counts as 1 attack and not 5. That's interesting. I think we're very strong against the Hydra. If you want a little, here's my opinion on how we're going to do against the Hydra. We're going to kill a lot of these heads off without ever going near them, thanks to the shield's ricochet effect and the lightning strikes. Something important to note with the shield is that these pillars in the ground, despite being destroyed, you cannot walk or dash over them. And there was 3 of my acorns. Should really just block that attack, probably. Like this. Not terrible.
You and me, severed Hydra head.
There's a lot of green. It's all green and orange actually. That's interesting. Like I said, we're gonna kind of crush through here. I'm taking some damage from lava, but it's okay. Also, I was informed that this is actually magma. This is not lava. Oh yeah, don't forget to actually use the Meg to kill him. Oh, there's a fish there.
Hey, Meg.
And all in all, like a pretty clean Hydra fight. Because unlike all the other bosses, having strong AoE like this against the Hydra is nuts. Every other boss, it doesn't really matter.
I'll save you from the magma fishes.
Cool fish here. Yeah, crustacean.
Another crustacean.
Like it's literally just crustacean, but they put an H in there. There's not an H in the normal spelling of crustacean, is there? Crustacean? One of those words that really get stuck in your mouth, huh? And you have to say it like 3 times to get
surpassed my Hydra.
You are correct, Father.
Correct
To the top.
pronunciation.
There.
Crustacean. The H makes me feel like I should be making a sh sound, but there is no sh sound in crustacean. Well, station.
Another day.
Yeah, there
all
is.
night in paradise.
Don't worry, I've only spoke this language for my entire life. Going on 23 years and I'm still struggling. Crazy. I can't imagine trying to learn the English language and not having it native. It's nuts. This language is such a nightmare. And you know, this isn't a new or interesting take, don't get me wrong. I'm not like breaking new ground here saying this, but like, so if you've been able to learn English even in like even just to a small extent, it's nuts. Like that's crazy. Big props. Shit, dude, I couldn't even. I mean, I could maybe learn a language if I just stuck with it, right? I think I
Delicious.
talked about my starting and then just randomly giving up on learning Korean. Yeah, I'll take the Daedalus Hammer. There's nothing too crazy that we'll get from the Daedalus Hammer. We already got the best thing from it, which is faster charge up on the charge, I should say. I recommend as well when you're getting chased by carts, you don't dash 3 times into a wall. strongly suggest against that. The 4 dashes, as I've said, I tend to use extra dashes more so just to make up for any, like I don't plan to use my 4th dash unless I really need to. Plan to just live on 2 dashes, and then if I'm like getting chased down by a cart, it's a good time to throw in the 4th. I'm pretty sure when they start their charge, they get struck by lightning for jolted. This cold fusion's not actually as strong as I expected it to be. Also, of the enemies we can face in Elysium, these carts are the worst for me. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, more dashes is cool. Demeter, Artemis, or sorry, not Artemis, Athena. There's so many, like there's 8 gods that aren't Hermes in this game. And Hermes is different because he doesn't show up in those duo effects and things like that. So I consider there to be 8 gods plus Hermes instead of there to be 9 gods in this game. But of the 8 gods in this game, 4 of them have a name that starts with A. Ares, Athena, Aphrodite, and Artemis. And my brain, I see the icon and I go, oh yeah, that's the one that starts with A. And then my brain just auto-completes through all of them until I finally reach the correct one, and Athena's the last one, I think. Because it's like, oh yeah, that's Artemis. No, it's not Artemis. That's Aphrodite. No, that must be Ares. No, that's not it either. It's Aristotle. No, that's not quite right. Oh, it's Athena, the other wise one. Was Aristotle wise? I don't know. I don't actually know. I think he was a astronomer, right? But my history knowledge in that regard is a little lacking. I have not brushed up lately. You know, here we are. We're 22 minutes in on Elysium. How are you today? Hopefully you're doing well. I myself have been fine. This is Friday afternoon for me, probably coming up on 7 p.m. Doing a little Hades recording for tomorrow. I wasn't sure if I was going to record everything, right? It's Friday, it's my day off from streaming. I still, with the way that my schedule is set, I've got to clear out. I got 4 videos to record today if I want to keep up. I might just skip the 5:30 Retropolis. Right now, the morning Retropolis and the Stone Chart are like 100% on the way to be doing these every day. Stone Chart is like super fun. I'm having a great time with it right now. And Leader Plus is coming on in the mornings, and those are very fun. Second Retropolis, where I'm just playing hard mode and Hades, it's like, yeah, I'm not super invested. Like I ended up playing this because I was like, yeah, I want to play around a Hades. What else am I doing right now? But I took a break. Normally, I've been recording in a big chunk at the start of my day. So many Demeters they're offering me.
I can use this.
More jolt damage seems good since we have cold fusion. Oh good, flame wheels. Actually we're great against flame wheels here, because I will just ricochet through them all and I have 4 dashes. Yeah. Because I just got the bonus to number of enemies my shields can ricochet to. You can also, if you're feeling brave, just do this.
Stay dead.
But you know, eventually one gets through and it goes, ah well, should've just kept dashing, right? But it's fun anyway. A little bravery test for you, like I'm a Bob Ross painting. I'm pretty sure they've been showing Bob Ross like 24/7 during this pandemic, which is pretty sweet. I should watch some more Bob Ross. I was watching Bob Ross pretty consistently when he was on the weekend. I have slowed it down. Painting's cool, but it's not something that I really have the art in general is cool, but it's not something that I have a great desire to do, considering my painting skills in the current year are the same as my painting skills when I was in 3rd grade, and just art in general. That is to say, bad. I'm good at drawing squares. My brain just doesn't think in perspective styling. I don't know what it is. I sit down and I look at something in 2D and I go, yeah, I could do that. Just follow the lines. It's easy. And then I sit down and I try to draw something that's like 3-dimensional and I go, how do I see? Like where do I have eyes? How am I looking at things? Everything's just lines drawn in different sizes. The world is just a bunch of lines in different sizes and then some colors. Zachary, don't me. Look, I'm having a moment. You don't gotta be sarcastic with me. It's rude, it makes me feel bad. In conclusion, how the fuck does anyone draw? Art is insane. No, we're just packing. I will never understand it unless I actually sit down and try to get better at drawing. Which, will I do this? Maybe someday. It's on the list of like things that I think would be cool to do at some point in my life. Get better at drawing, get better at or like learn an instrument, learn a language. All of these things are on the list of like, I'll do this someday. Right? And it's like, oh, work out and get in shape. That one I actually started. But, you know. What you're gonna say is, well, what about, why not today? And it's like, well, today I'm already working on something. That is to say, content creation, as well as working out and learning new coding languages. So, you know, I feel like I'm making decent strides. At least. There's a butterfly over here. That's the other thing about this run, though, is very mindless. I don't know if you've noticed, but the mid to late game section of this run is just me dashing and then hitting special. Thankfully, my special button is a very comfortable button, and I did not make it something that's painful to press, like Q. I have a mouse that allows me to play this game relatively comfortably. It has 2 side mouse buttons that I use for my most everything. The only thing that's not controlled by my mouse, other than movement, of course, is my call, where I call out to the gods and say, please help me.
That would fully rearmed.
I don't know if we've even had a call on these runs. I think I had Demeter for like 1 moment on the last run, and then I did not keep it, because it was not helping me. I'm just gonna keep going to shops here. This one should be the last one before Asterius.
Took care of those.
I just kind of get a feeling when we're coming towards it. Yeah.
Pleasure doing business.
Static discharge is fun. In conclusion, if you can draw, that's incredible. And also, if you learned a new language, that's incredible. Or if you can play an instrument, you know what? Just whatever you're doing, that's incredible, dude. Hell yeah. I'm very impressed. Let's even this up. It is her. By the way, I'm pretty sure the Jolt is just going to ruin these guys. This is the only build where I occasionally kill Theseus first. Just like on accident, I don't even try it. So you can see, there's a bit of a lockout on how many lightning bolts can hit a single target. I think there's like a 0.2 second lockout or something like that between lightning bolts, essentially. But you can get a look at how Theseus is just losing health as he drives around from the lightning from cold fusion. He's already phase changed, which is actually going to be possibly a problem because now we have to deal with, oh god, Ares again, and this. I mean, I may as well try and finish off Theseus. Although I'm not really trying anything, I'm just dashing and lightning striking, and it does a lot of damage. But now we gotta deal with Theseus and Asterius. I wonder if they still have a combo on this difficulty. Because they have a combo on the low difficulty where I think Asterius throws Theseus. Because on the lower difficulty, Theseus does not have a chariot. That's the big difficulty change. Theseus, shut up. We can get maybe some interesting dialogue because I think we can hear what Asterius says when you kill Theseus first.
Here he comes.
Because he's going to die first. There we go. He just says no.
You and me now.
Sorry, Asterius. And yeah, this build, when it goes right, does a lot of damage. Just imagine, this isn't even as good as it could be. For you, my good shade. No? No dialogue? Unfortunate. This build could be stronger if I got lightning strikes twice from Zeus,
Go on
basically.
and try.
But the cold fusion is something that's
Which to choose?
pretty good. This is the sort of run, though, where I can just kind of turn the brain off and talk about whatever's off the top, like the fact that I have the painting skills of someone. I mean, no, that's not even the allegory I was gonna make was the painting skills of someone who can't see, but I'm pretty sure there are blind painters who are way better than me. I have the painting skills of me, and I'm bad at painting.
Could use the
That's the best allegory I could make. Every sort of a allegory like that. Allegory, is that even the right word? Comparison, whatever you want to call it. in my mind, I'm like, no, because like this is just mean. Not all of them, right? Like I say, I have the painting skills of a mashed potato, and I imagine that none of you watching this video right now are mashed potatoes. If you are, what? Mashed potatoes, probably bottom tier when it comes to potato tier list. They're good, but I feel like I've just had so many mashed potatoes that are just so mediocre. High tier, french fries of all kinds, as well as baked potatoes, even though I haven't had many baked potatoes recently. They're still good. And I mean, how else do you even have a potato? Oh, roasted potatoes? Ooh, buddy. There's some good stuff. I didn't even realize this was a section of the room over here. What's your favorite type of potato? How do you like your potatoes cooked? For me, I don't know. It's a food that's like pretty hard to mess up. Even mashed potatoes are. I'm gonna eat them. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, mashed potatoes. These aren't the best type of potato. Potatoes au gratin, maybe. There's a lot of ways to cook a potato. Well, now I'm just hungry. That's all I can say now. Moving on from potato talk. Into, as I've said before, my least favorite room in this game. Nowhere is safe. Please take me to the cure.
Okay.
And then this is the part where I go something about a song by The Cure, but I don't actually have a way to name a song by The Cure. I've made this joke before on stream. You see, I mentioned my favorite band, The Cure, and then I go, but I actually cannot name a single song by them. This is the, and then someone's like, yeah, this song, and I go, really? That's a song by The Cure? And then I make the same joke again as I walk into Poison, and then I go, what's a song by The Cure? I think it's Take On Me is by The Cure, if I remember correctly, something like that. One of those songs that I'm like, really? That's by The Cure? I didn't think that was by anyone. I thought that was just a song that existed. Like before time was here, that song was here with us. Turns out that the song Take On Me is by a band, and so is Hey Ya. Not Hey Ya, What's Going On?
We can switch to a different boon.
Okay. AoE effect on the high voltage? Sounds
The
good to
Thunder
me.
God's might. Let's just go down this safe.
Hey Ya is of course by Outcast,
looking down
also
those
a song that
passageways.
maybe has been here before time. Can you remember a time in your life when you didn't know about Hey Ya? Go on, I'll wait. The answer is probably yeah. I mean, shit, that time in your life might be right now. Dude, I got a great song to tell you about it that if you're like, what the hell is a Hey Ya? You're gonna love this. The song I was trying to think of is it's the song that I never actually can remember the name of. All that's in my mind is that image of He-Man. You know the one. Great song, probably. I don't actually remember what the song sounds like, I just remember He-Man. And I go, ha, that's a classic. Anyway. We're good, right? You may be seeing the health is dipping a little bit, but it doesn't matter. Health tends to dip in this area. 40% increased movement speed and attack speed from our foes in here leads to a lot of damage, I will admit to you. This is the zone in a run, though, where you're playing a knockback build. You all end on Poseidon, and you just get to slam everything into walls.
Is here.
And that's a good time.
Yum.
What do you say there?
Poseidon, what do you got for? Sure, we'll take Poseidon's call.
Let's make some waves, right,
It's
Uncle?
a good one. I mean, we're not going to clear any more tunnels, I don't think. I think I'm just going to grab max HP
Should be
and
useful.
this pomegranate, and we're going to move on. Higher jolt damage is better than
That's on
bolt
offer
area of
here.
effect. You can't change my mind.
Joyfully.
This is going to be a pretty quick run. As I said, when this shield build goes well, you win very fast. But I wonder at the replayability of the runs in terms of variation. We're going to run into a lot of the same runs. Basically, I guess the upside is in like 25 runs, you're going to have forgotten this most likely.
Like your uncles.
And until then, I'll try out different builds and probably lose a lot, but we'll have fun on the way, right? And that's all that matters. So no, I can essentially, as long as I don't get greedy, I can beat this fight pretty much without getting hit by just putting up the shield in the direction he's coming from, and then dash away from his attack. We have 4 dashes, which means that his spin attack should never hit me. 4 dashes where I'm invulnerable. So it's pretty much going to come down to what does he summon on me here, for how much damage I take on this fight. And also the ordering of his abilities in phase 2. If he targets me with some laser beams or something like that at a bad timing.
Wish to die repeatedly
Oh
like
dear,
this.
butterflies again. This is unbelievably unfortunate.
Never find her. She is gone.
Like, it's ridiculously unfortunate that he summoned this many butterflies and Gorgon heads on me. It's standard variance. You may be thinking that this is what it's always like. This is not what it's always like. It's never like this. I've seen the butterfly maybe once before this, in this fight.
No problem whatsoever.
Let's get him big beside me.
I don't appreciate this.
So you can see with this call, I just fly around very fast. I'm invulnerable and I do damage when I run into an enemy. No butterflies. See, he summons things other than butterflies. He summoned 2 men with swords, which is fine. I mean, it really doesn't matter what he summons on this run. I'm so strong. You can summon anything, buddy. This is the strength of Zeus on the Chaos Shield. A quite good one. Zeus I've found to be pretty good for damage as long as you get like 2 Zeus wounds, which I did get enough of here.
Get up.
I tend to stay towards Artemis on heavy single target and Zeus on multi-hits, right? Zeus on the gun I enjoy, Artemis on the spear and the sword. By the way, if I deflect these when like dashing through these like this does actually turn them against him. These being, I think they're called amphoras or something like that. There's a word for it. But if you dash through him with a deflect dash, it actually does make them hurt him for like 200 damage or something like that. At this point, I'm just gonna see if I can get through this without taking 4 hits total, right? As I get hit. He's summoning a lot of vases, which I am concerned about. I gotta say. But like deflect dash plus shield plus 4 dashes, I mean, you see that? Even that beam hit me is deflected. Because the beam also would have slowed me there and caused me to take a little extra damage. Also, you can just do this when he does the beam. I'm telling you, if you're struggling with this game, play shield. If you're wondering how do you beat this game, you don't even have to do it with this shield. Do it with a regular shield. You block like every attack the enemy throws at you. And it's just that easy. I took 5 hits total.
Were it not for all my wretched kin upon.
Yeah, I only won because of my cool god boons.
Well.
Goodbye, Hades.
Yes.
And we'll get to see the victory screen for the first time ever. You can see all of my stats overall. My best time with the shield, 1925. My best heat with the sword, or no, my best time is with the spear at 1925. My best with the shield is 26 minutes. These times I believe are not based on your heat though, so you know, take the time with a grain of salt there. And that's that. That's our first victory in the series. Hopefully many more to come. You can see it keeps a little win streak counter at the end of the run, so we'll know. And you'll know if I snuck one in on you or anything like that. I can't do anything too good on you. But yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, leave me a like. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good day.